Hey guys, it's Dave here at the Kayak Cook test kitchen, also known as my patio. I'm at home today because I'm going to experiment with making a pizza, and I'd rather screw it up at home than screw it up in camp and go, oh, I got nothing to eat now. But the twist is, a few days ago, a friend of mine sent me a message, asked me if I'd want something. She was clearing out her house, doing a big cleanup, and she had a single burner butane camp stove, never been used, brand new, and free if I wanted it. Well, who am I to say no to a free camp stove? Well, when I got it yesterday, I found out just how new it was. It's still in its original packaging, boys and girls. How lucky am I to have friends like that? So, we're gonna see if this works, and we're gonna cook up a pizza in the pan. A nice spicy chorizo and cheese. All right, thanks Jill, thanks Ernesto. You're famous, there you go. That's what you get for a stove, nothing more. My thanks. And on my tiny YouTube channel, you are mentioned very briefly. All right, let's make a pizza. Actually, first, let's see if we can figure out how to make the stove work. Oh, some assembly required. Oh dear. Okay. How shiny is this? Alright. And fits one way? Fits one way. Okay. I think the only way to really test this stove out is to make a cup of coffee. So, on position. I think there's a flame. Will that fit? Oh dear. That's delicate. Okay. And, oh, yeah, we're gonna have to fiddle this out a bit. Right, I got the diffuser plate from my other stove, and we'll get coffee cup, switch to the on position, and no explosions. Well, the coffee's coming out the spout, that is a good sign. Took a little bit longer to heat up the water than on my Coleman or the Pocket Rocket, but it's not directly on the flame, so that probably has something to do with it. I am very curious to see, having not used one of these before, how much cook time you get from one of these fuel canisters. Again, sadly, single use. But if it's enough to get you through a weekend trip, that's pretty useful. Okay, you will need a couple of cups of flour, a packet of quick rise yeast, put that in there, about 2 teaspoons of salt. That's good. And warm water. You're going to need a cup of warm water. First, we're going to give this a bit mix. Make sure the yeast and salt are in there. I'm just going to add this a little at a time. And you just keep wang-jangling it with a fork until you start a dough forming. I just knead it into a dough. A couple of minutes. Make sure all the flour is incorporated. Now you might be tempted to add water. Don't. Otherwise, you'll just end up doing the flour, water, flour, water, flour, water, and you never get anywhere. I've made enough dough, pizza dough at work to know what it should look like, and we're getting there. All right. Now we're just going to let that rise for about 20 minutes to half an hour. Divide it into 2 pieces and chuck it in the freezer till we need it, and make a pizza in camp. It'll be great. Okay, just heating up the oil in a pan. Well, not oil, just greased up. And got our dough. And when the pan is heated up, we're going to put our dough in the pan, pizza style. I'm just pressing it out by hand right now. Just getting it thinner. I guess you could roll it out with your water bottle. Maybe I'll go do that while the pan's heating. Oh, the oil's already heating really well. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn the heat down. Turn the heat down a bit. Yeah. Whew, shouldn't be smoking. So, being at home, I cheated. And look at that. It actually fits perfectly in my pan. All right. Now, what we're going to do here is just brown up the bottom. Don't want to completely cook it. Just get it partially cooked. And then we're going to flip it over. And the cooked side is where you're going to put your toppings. Okay, you're not really supposed to be peeking, but since I've never used the stove before, I'm going to peek. And yes, we have a pretty good browned pizza crust. Well, that's exciting. Again, I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit because it's cooking faster than I can think. And all you got to do now, pizza sauce. Get it nicely evened out to the edges. All right. Some chorizo sausage. Now the dough recipe, which I'll leave in the description box, gives you 2 approximately 10-inch pizzas. Now you can do this on the campfire, camp stove, grill. It's pretty good. And shredded cheese. Oh, yum. Okay, now we're just going to cover that and let it cook for a few minutes, just so the cheese melts. Yeah, this pan has no lid, so I just grabbed some foil. Yeah, you want to cover it, create a little oven situation so the cheese melts. I can't resist peeking. Ooh, cheese is melting. Okay. I had to turn it down way, way low because it's starting to smoke. I might have a black bottom. But since this is the inaugural pizza on a stove I've never used, well, it can be forgiven this one time. Okay, cheese is melted. And not so bad. The bottom, a little bit black in the middle. So that's not too bad. I'm happy. We'll do it. It's all good. All right. Oh, nice crunch. All right. Oops. There you go. Pizza. Let's see how it tastes. All right. New stove, cup of coffee, and a piece of pizza. Oh, melty cheese. Let's try it out. Mmm. Awesome. And only a little bit crispy in the middle. I would say that's a success for a new stove and a new recipe and a new lunchtime, dinner time snack in camp. All right. That's it for me, guys. I will talk to you later. Cheers. Eat well. Be good to each other. Until next time, you're welcome.